Montana has become the first US state to ban TikTok. The app, owned by the Chinese company ByteDance, has been accused of posing a national security risk by gathering users' data.
We are facing a threat unlike any other from the Chinese Communist Party hiding behind TikTok, where they can spy on Americans by collecting personal information by keystrokes and even user locations.
Which sounds scary and vague, to be honest. So I sat down with someone who actually knows what's up in this tech jungle and asked, what's happening on TikTok? And what are all these privacy problems?
TikTok app requests 77 permissions on Android device, and of these 77 permissions, like 34 or even 35 can be classified as sensitive. So sure, applications really need some of these permissions for normal operations. This is true, you can deny that, but all of them, 77, really?
This is our security officer, Alexandre. During our chat, he mentioned that all social media platforms are a bit problematic when it comes to privacy.
I think that may be what this is all about. Your right to privacy, the limits of your right to privacy.
Yet there is something more aggressive about TikTok. For example, in 2020, Apple suddenly caught TikTok secretly spying on millions of iPhone users. Specifically, it was looking at the last thing you copied in your clipboard.
Imagine you have like a password manager and you copy your credentials, your password from password manager to your browser. It's normal activity, day-to-day basis. And then TikTok or some other app just sees your passwords and maybe collects them. You can imagine a lot of sensitive information going through clipboard, and you don't want some third-party app to intercept it.
And that is not the only suspicious thing.
TikTok has a built-in browser, which opens every time you try to open some external link. The thing is, you are forced to use this browser. And yes, by using this browser, app injects JavaScript code. In case of TikTok, they notice that script intercepts keystrokes of users. The way they tap the screen, they intercept text selections. In some cases, you can submit things you don't really want for someone to see outside your phone screen. And this built-in browser does the exact opposite of private browsing.
And on top of everything mentioned before, while we were editing this video, TikTok got a massive fine for violating children's privacy. So yeah, privacy is still very much a problem on TikTok. But back to the video. The thing is, everything that Alexandra was talking about, we don't know what it's for. Maybe the clipboard thing was just a slip-up. Maybe it wasn't. But I surely wasn't aware of it before doing this video. And I'm curious, did you or anyone else in America? We actually went out and asked them, and it turns out that millennials see themselves as being the most aware of the data collection and the fact that TikTok is a Chinese company. Yet no generation, not even millennials, really wants TikTok banned. And as I've mentioned before, the bans have already started. Actually, this is the part where I always feel like I hit a dead end. I mean, TikTok gets to know us through the extensive data it gathers, and we don't know what it's all for. Yet, we don't want it banned. So what do we do now? I think I'll let Alexandre guide us.
If you want to be entertained, you have to pay the price. To lower the price, it's quite possible, and there are some actions you can take to make this payment as less as possible. Okay, so go to your app settings and disable unnecessary functions and permissions. Then disable targeted ads in TikTok app. Do not use your main email to register your account. Use some burner email. Consider using private mode. And you can use some application which hide your identity, like VPN.
Just because we banned TikTok, it doesn't mean that there won't be another social media platform, which means that it's up to us to stay aware. Because it's not just the permissions and the data. There's so much more to understand what these platforms do to us. And for that, subscribe and watch our video where we unpack how TikTok's algorithm really works.